even though all of those things are the most important elements of this evening, I would like to share and offer my own experience as an example of hope and of resilience and of good things emerging from even the horrible situations. Because, who would want to be a child, 13-month-old refugee, as I was? Who would want to be new parents turned refugees, as my parents were? Who would want to flee their country, their home, their friends, their jobs, the music that they grew up with? Who would want to flee all of that, as my parents did, along with 500,000 other Chileans, mostly young parents with young children? And they are, like so many millions more, continue to experience that even today. But I said this was a story of hope and of resilience and of good things coming from dark times. And I like to think that is my story. I was a 13-month-old baby when I arrived here with my parents. And we settled, obviously, in Swansea. My brother was born here when I was 3, and nearly, but not quite 50 years later, I might add, we are all still here, so ama o hyd, David. And I like to reflect on how that happened. I think a huge part is down to the solidarity, the generosity, and the warm hearts of all of you here, but everybody in Wales. And of course Swansea, my beloved Swansea. And there's more to it than just good intentions and a warm heart. I think there were some other key fundamental factors at play that worked in our favour. The politics of that time, although not universally accepting, because I know there was some horrendous racism in the 1970s. But the specific politics of that time did not specifically target or scapegoat refugees or people who were seeking asylum in the way that is very sadly the case now. And I always knew I was a refugee. I heard my parents using this word, explaining to others, and I would just do the same. So we were political refugees, but I didn't feel this was a label of shame or stigma. For me, it was just an explainer as to why we were here. And it's not only politics. I think the material reality of our lives was significant. We had enough money. I think it was provided, I'm not sure, by a grant from the World University Service, because my parents were students. Yes, my mum said yes. But wherever it came from, it was enough money to live with dignity. It wasn't a lot. We weren't rich, although I thought we were, but it was enough. And I think that is a clear difference, very sadly, to the experience of people arriving seeking asylum today, and even, I'm very sad to say, very different to too many children who are born and bred in Wales, not asylum seekers or refugees at all, but who are not being provided with even the bare minimum to live dignified lives so they can live up and grow up and prosper. And in the role that I'm very lucky to be in now as Children's Commissioner of Wales, this issue, child poverty, is something that I am fighting very hard against, and I'm quite sad that the Minister has left, but I am giving her this message very clearly myself. because the Welsh Government currently has a child poverty strategy which they are consulting on. The deadline is Monday. If anybody would like something to do over the weekend, please make your views known. So, those are some of the factors, but I'm also really, really conscious, increasingly conscious, of just how incredibly lucky my brother and I were and are to have such remarkable parents. As I'm sure most of you in this audience know my parents very well, and I'm sure you would agree. I've also been really lucky. I've had so many other blessings and reasons to be grateful. Before my current role, I spent the previous 17 years running and developing an organisation called East, and I'm just really privileged to now call those former colleagues my East family. A few of you are here, but that it is now the leading ethnic minority organisation in Wales, supporting people from all backgrounds, including refugees and asylum seekers. And so I wanted to share those reflections as a message of hope and gratitude, and really thanking all of you for playing your part in this really important event that I hope can not only continue to inspire everyone here this evening, but that we can really spread the message of what the messages that we've heard from Jeremy Corbyn, from Jane Hutt, much further, because the world is a very frightening and very divided place at the moment, and we do need to stand strong and firm together. I must have skipped a bit, because there was a bit here where I mentioned my kids, my family. Yeah, there it is. So, I said Amorohi, we're still here. My parents now have 5 grandchildren. 2 of those are my children, Mia and Zephyr. My daughter was here, but she had other things to do on Friday night. And John, my partner, has arrived fashionably late, holding a beer at the door. And this is our extended family, along with, of course, all of you in this room, who, there are so many other people from the Chilean community who I mustn't neglect to mention. I've seen Sergio and Umberto and Mali, so, names that, you are my family as well, you were my family growing up and you still are my family. So thank you. I said I wouldn't speak for very long. I was supposed to welcome and introduce the author of Amahid, but I don't know if that is the running order anymore, is it? Yes? Okay. So. Yeah, I did give it away a little bit, but I hope you're ready. David? Mae'n bleser mawr cyflwyno rywun sy'n icon enfawr a chweddol Cymru. Mae yn wedi bod yn actifydd gwleidyddol ar hyd ei oes, yn bennaf yn gefnogol yr iaith Gymraeg a Chymru annibynnol. Ond mae ei ganeuon hefyd yn hybu anegiad ryddid ledled y byd. Ei mwyaf anadbyddus can Yma o Hyd oedd anthem swyddogol tîm pêl-droed Cymru yn cwpan y byd. So, David Ewan has been a political activist all of his life, mainly in support of the Welsh language and an independent Wales. But his songs also promote the cause of freedom throughout the world. His best-known song, Yma o Hyd, was the official anthem of the Wales football team in the World Cup. So it is my huge pleasure and honour to welcome David to this event. So, croeso, David.